early caffeines I call. Ralph with tech news ready for all. Coding workouts getting us toned. By sunrise we'll be in the zone. Grab your Java, sip the brew. Headlines, tech tips just for you. Editing lines, making it tight. With every keystroke we see the light. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Push those reps in lines of code. Script the future fast and bold. From headlines deep to bites so bright, we're your guide to morning mites. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Coding flows, camaraderie grows. News unfolds and insight flows. Minute by minute, heartbeats pace. Come join us at the daily race. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Mornings are better with our grind. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everyone doing today? Today is Monday, April 7th, 2025. We are taking off. How is everyone doing? Hopefully everyone had an amazing weekend. This is the Coffee and Kata morning show. We are learning our large language models. Let me go and get up that lower third so that we can know, if anybody watches this on replay, they know exactly what we are working on today. There we go, right there. All right, so learning AI and large language models. That is the plan for today. We are going to continue finishing up our week one project. I must admit, I did go and look at the work we did on day 5 about the streaming, because and I'll tell you this, I was not going to figure it out if I didn't go back and look at it. So we're going to look at that today. We're going to integrate that into our week one project, and then we will be moving on either on Wednesday or next Monday to week 2. It's an 8-week class. We are 4 months into 2025. But guess what? We are here to learn. We are not on a sprint. We are on a marathon, because we want to have, with the things that are going to be happening in the near future, we want to be well versed in this AI stuff and this large language model stuff, so that we can be able to pivot whatever direction is necessary. Right? I am Tech Coach Ralph. We are engineered to win. Quick announcements before we get started. We are going to be premiering our Candid Conversation at noon Eastern Time today. I'm going to be talking about your 2 biggest obstacles to accomplishing your goals. What is holding you back from success? And this could, because the same issues that you might have that's stopping you from accomplishing your goals, I've had those issues too, and I'm going to share with you my strategies to work around it. Maybe it'll help you, maybe it'll not, or maybe it'll give you some insight into how to approach it, how to maneuver it, all of that good stuff. All right. So that is at noon today. Check it out. I will be in the chat with you guys. And let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. All right. We're going to be going live tomorrow as well for the tech Q&A. If you have any questions, you can call in. You can ask it in the comments. If you can drop me a comment on any of my videos, and I will make sure to address it on the tech Q&A show. All right. Other quick things. Yesterday we had an amazing show with my guys on the Half Guard Halfie channel. We were reviewing my teammate Henry's competition results. Very, very insightful, very helpful, really cool stuff. Looking forward to doing it again, probably in 2 Sundays from today. So that's the plan. If you haven't watched it, I suggest you go check it out if you are interested in martial arts and jiu-jitsu, stuff like that. But yeah, so with that being said, let's just jump into our show. Why don't we? All right. So let me go over and switch to the Jupyter Notebook screen. And so I pulled up day 5. Let me hide this. All right. So I pulled up day 5 so that I could see. So right now, this is the work that we're doing, right? We were, let me see, where was it? We were trying to do the streaming and we were getting a bit stuck on the streaming. Let me see where we were. Where was it? Do we have it saved anywhere here? I think we were here. So I think we're here, right? So all right, so let's say, let me run this real quick. If we run this, it should get us our results, right? Why? Okay, so it is streaming. However, it's doing it in the print. And the problem with streaming it in the print is that it's not rendering the markdown correctly. So we were trying to work on that. It was a hell of a time. So what I did was I went back and I looked at the difference between what we did on day 5 for streaming versus what we were trying to do last week. It was an absolute mess. I can even show you some of the things that were happening. So if we do we're trying to do full text, and then we say, so this is what we did last week, right? We did full text, and we did plus equals event.delta. And then we were saying print the full text. And then what would happen is it would just see how it does, like certainly, so every little part of it, it adds on to it over and over and over again. It was an absolute mess, all right? Can I stop this? I need to stop this because, all right, so let me stop it. But yeah, so that's what was happening. And I couldn't figure out how to get around it. I got my guy in the building, OTTO, Operation Tech Takeover says, my guy putting in my guy putting in T, my guy putting in that. Oh my goodness, this thing is so annoying. I have to write to these people again. Let's see. Let me fix this. It's crazy. It says, my guy putting in that work. Shout out to my guy, Operation Tech Over. Shout out to you. All right. So let's look at what we did in day 5. Where I was looking at this, right? So we have our stream equals true. And we have our response. So we have this display handle here. there's a function inside of the IPython display called update display, right? So let's do this. What does update display do in IPython display? Or can I find it? So they have this update display. I'm trying to see if I can find, let's see, update display IPython. Trying to see if I can find update this. All right. So additional keywords pass to update display. Makes a new display with my ID updating existing instances. So within that, it should create a new display. All right. So let's go ahead and so it says display ID equals display handle dot display ID. Display. So they're assigning display handle to equal display markdown display ID. So here's what we're gonna do, because when we were doing this on day 5, we're just following along. However, now it's a good time to get a better understanding of what all this stuff is doing. All right. What is display ID? See if it's in here. So display. All right. So display is this is how we learn, right? Display is a Python object in all front ends. By default, all representation will be computed instance of the front end. Front ends can decide which representation is used and how. In terminal, IPython will be similar to using print. For use in richer front ends, see Jupyter Notebook example. Parameters, we have the display ID. Set an ID for the display. This ID can be used for updating the display area later via update display. If given as true, generate a new display ID. Clear. Should the output area be cleared before displaying anything? If true, this will wait for additional output before clearing. Default is false. Handle returns a handle on updatable displays for use with update display if display ID is given. Returns none if no display ID is given. So that is making a lot more sense. We had worked on day 5 such a long time ago. I did not remember all the details of day 5. So what that means is we need to pretty much follow this procedure. We need to first we need to import update display. So if we look at the code up here, as part of IPython display, we import markdown display, and then we also need to import update display. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's add update display. You zoom in a little bit. All right, next up, we are going to say, let's see, this is going to be, what did they call it in here? They named it display handle. All right, we'll call it display handle as well. Handle equals, there's going to be display, and then they are passing. So okay, so let's say we do in here it's going to be the markdown with nothing in it, and we're going to say display ID equals true. So basically what's happening here, we're going to say the display handle equals display a markdown, which is not going to have anything in it, right? And then the display ID is going to be true. So the return value is going to be the display ID, which is going to be assigned to display handle. In addition, initially, there's not going to be any markdown in here, all right? Let's do this real quick. Print display handle. And for the time being, I'm going to comment this out real quick. Let's just comment this out. And I'm going to say, so right now I am just passing in, let's see, display handle. I just want to see what's going to happen here. All right. So I need help from GPT. It has the question. All right. So the reason I printed it out, I want to see what the display ID is going to be. All right. So it's passing in the question. I have our AI stuff commented out, and I have the display handle being returned to us. All right. So I'm going to leave that there for now. But I do want to put in, let's do a, I'm going to put test in here, right? I'm just playing around real quick with it to see, and this is how I learned this stuff, right? All right, so we have test, and then we have display handle here. So let's say we were to do again, let's say we do update display, or nope, update display. Before I bring in the AI into it, right? I'm just trying to get a better understanding of how this part works. So update display, and then markdown response is going to be in here. So if I was to say update display, and inside of here I say markdown, and we go test update display. And then I say that the display ID equals, and if we look over here, display, okay, so we're going to call in the ID from the display handle, and then say dot, I guess, display ID. So now if we run this again, what I anticipate happening is this is going to, there's probably going to be another line that comes in under here that is going to say test update display. So it should show, I think it'll show here, and then under here it should say test update display, display ID, or test update display. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. All right, let's see. Oh no, so it updates it up here actually. Interesting. It updates it up here. Just run that again real quick. I guess it happens so fast that you won't really see it happen, but this one, you see, oh, it's not in the loop. That's why. Okay. So it just totally ignores this one. Okay. So that makes sense. All right. Let's go ahead and do, let's do this. So let's leave this as it is. We have Roxy in the building, says good morning, TCR, and everyone. Good morning to you as well, Roxy. Hopefully everything is going well with you. Hopefully you had an amazing, amazing night. We are figuring this thing out. I went back and looked at day 5 because I did not want to go. I was not just looking back at day 5. I was not going to figure this out because the documentation for IPython display is so poorly written. Maybe I'll write some type of blog post about it, share this video, because it was really difficult to figure this out. But day 5 helped. So we have our full text. We have our display handle, which is being assigned markdown with the display ID being true. I'm going to leave this in here for now. What I'm going to do as well is I am going to uncomment this out. And I'm going to uncomment this out. So we're saying for event in stream, if the event type is response.output.delta, then I want to have I think I'm going to try to see if I do markdown as full text, right? Because that's equal to this. And I say that, let's get rid of this line. And I say, instead of the print statement, I want to do update display. It's going to be markdown full text. And then I say display ID, which is going to be setting it to the display handle because the display handle has a display ID. Display handle dot display ID. So this should say update the display every time something new comes in that matches the display ID with the markdown of the full text. The full text originally starts off with nothing, and then every time we find an event type that equals to response.output text.delta, we should assign it to full text and then show the markdown, update the display for the markdown in here, right? That's what's supposed to happen. Let's see if that's what actually happens. Let's run it. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, so this is how we learn. We followed along with what they did on day 5. However, when it comes time for us doing it ourselves, although we had to reference back to day 5, we got a much better understanding of what it is. Because, and this is the issue. This is the issue that I always say with taking these courses, is when we have a lack of understanding, we just follow along. But if we don't go back and try this stuff on our own, then that's when we're going to get stuck, because there was, I'm going to be honest with you, I was not going to figure this out through the IPython display library, because it's just, like I said, the documentation is just so poorly written. Like, even looking on their website, I was just trying to find update display, could barely find anything. But being able to find out what the display ID does, being able to print out certain things, I'm like, okay, now this is starting to make sense. And we have our entire explanation for our questionnaire thingy. All right, so what we can do now is, let's see. So we got the markdowns to display properly. I'm gonna go ahead and say check on that. Add in the system's prompt and instructions. So let's go ahead and do the system prompt. And I think we're going to do it here. I don't know why it's on 2. Okay, I see why. So let's say we were to go here and we say raw system, I believe. Content. You are a tech teacher with a proficiency of breaking down hard technical concepts into a 7th grade understanding. All right, so that should be our role system content. Let me see if that's gonna work because it might be a different set of parameters for it, but let's go ahead and give that a try. And let's see, I'm actually going to create another one of these so that we can compare our, so we can compare our responses. I can get rid of this as well. And if we go to let's see what this gets us. All right, let me explain what this code does and why. Let's break down the code step by step. What does it do? Context. This line is likely part of a function where we want to get a list of authors from a collection of books. Let me compare it to this one. The parts book.getAuthor for books and books. This part is called a set comprehension. It's a way to create a set, which is like a list, but without duplicates of authors for books in books. Okay, so yield from, all right, so all right, so I mean, that part is done. Let's see. You are a cool, edgy, young. Let's try, just trying some different prompts out here. Let's pass that one in. All right, let's break this down like we're exploring a cool sci-fi world. What does it do? This line, of course, using Python, a powerful programming language. It combines a few concepts, sets comprehension, and generator functions. Let's see. It's pretty much the same. It has a little bit of differences, but nothing too crazy. But that's cool. All right, so now let's go ahead and, so let's say we added our system prompt. Add a parameter to switch between different large language models. Okay. So we can say, I'm going to use Google Gemini API documentation. And we're gonna do from Google import Gen AI. Let's put that in here. So we're importing Gen AI from Google. And we're going to say, so let's say this right here is going to be our Google module, our Google cell. And we're going to say client Client is going to be, so let's say Gemini API key equals os.environ. I don't know. Okay, and that's going to be called that. And then I will say that who's that? All right, so we have our Gemini API key set. And if we go and look over here, our model is going to be Gemini Flash. Model Gemini equals. All right, so we have our model. And then client models generate content. So if we say, copy that, and we pass it in here. Let's go here, and I'm going to say, I'm going to make a different cell for this. Let me see. So I'm going to do a function here, and I'm going to say make call to Google Gemini. I need help from Gemini. Pass in the question. And I'm going to say, oops. Put that there. And I will say, so I'm going to do a little bit of refactoring to extract some of this stuff, but content is going to be question. Content's question. Or no, not that. All right, so let's see how pass in system prompt to Google Gemini API. Config, generate config. Let's take a look at it. Actually, let's take a look at how we did it in our content creation workflow. Request to Gemini. So we did do the generate config. So we have content. All right. So we have so we did do that. Generate content config and then system instructions. All right. So we're going to do simple enough. We are going to say copy that. and put it in here. So we are going to say copy that. And we're going to drop that in here. Get rid of this. Good morning, Rod Brown. How are you doing today? Hopefully everything is going well with you. I am looking forward to this week to see all the amazing things that you're going to do this week, Rod Brown. All right, so let's do enter. So I need help from Gemini. I need help from GPT. Now, what I'm going to do, so we have that. And I will say, we'll have to look at the streaming. Let me see. Let's see. Google Gemini API stream. Stream response. Don't see streaming yet here. So maybe we can add the streaming. We'll see if we can add the streaming later because we only have 7 minutes to go. But let's say we do. So you just say, for now, let's just say we print response, right? We do that. And then we say, I'm going to create another function now. And I'm going to define it as, so create function that will answer question from OpenAI or Gemini, right? So my function is going to be define I have a question, and then I'm going to pass in the question, and I'm going to use LLM provider equals, by default, open okay, so the default is going to be OpenAI as the default provider. However, let me say if LLM provider equals OpenAI, then call up I need help from GPT with the question being passed, else if LLM provider equals Gemini, then I from Gemini, question. All right. Let's see here. So let's do that. Ooh. Oh, okay. So let's put that. All right, let's try that. Oh, this is supposed to be Elif. Okay. And we go here. So right now it's doing the OpenAI one because we have the default set to OpenAI. But if I set this to either print out all at once or probably get an error because you don't have streaming on. It takes one positional argument, but two are given. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Willis? Hold on. I need help from GPT question Gemini. I need help from GPT. What are you talking about? I have a question. What? Hold on one second. I have a question. Passing the question. LLM provider OpenAI. If LLM provider equals OpenAI, do OpenAI. I need help from GPT with the question that I'm asking. If the LLM provider is Gemini, I need help from Gemini with the question I'm passing. Oh, okay, that's why. That's probably why it didn't work in the first place. Let's put the wrong. All right, let's try that again. So I have a question, and I pass in my question, and that works. Let me stop it. Now here, I pass in Gemini. All right, what is our error? Models object has no attribute generate content. Let's see. Did I not import something? We probably need to import this. So one thing I'm not crazy about with Jupyter notebooks is that you can't do like the look ahead type stuff. So you have to like go back and import everything. So I'm more of a working in IDE type of person, but you know, it is what it is. Let's go with that again. Client models. Models object. So if I go here. That's not gonna be good. Where's my response from Google? Message models dot generate content. Why is it saying that? Why is it saying that it can't find this? Maybe I'm missing some type of import. We're close. We are close on this, but time is just about up. We're gonna finish this up on Wednesday. Just got to get this last little part to work, but then we should be good to go.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
Client. Oh, I think I know why. Let me check this real quick. Oh no, wait, it's right here. Client. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do open AI client, Google Gemini client. So that, do that. So the variables are getting overridden. That's what it is. So this would go here. So we go here. Is client ever used again? No. All right. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Oops. Where did I have? So I have a question. Okay, so now Google is returning us data, but we just need to parse through it next time. So all right, there we go. We are in a good stopping point. So we can do open AI, and that's going to give us our proper response. When we do Gemini, because we're not parsing anything yet, it's just going to give us a bunch of code, and we'll parse through the code on Wednesday, and then we should be able to wrap it up on Wednesday. All right. But we have all of our content. We're going to get it to stream on Wednesday. We're going to get it to properly display everything else on Wednesday. All right. Let's go back to full screen. And that is about it for today. Let me check the chat one last time before we head out of here. Rod Brown says, oh, I have an interesting one dropping today. Oh my god, I'm getting so. I will be looking forward to it, Rod Brown. As soon as it drops, I will be there to comment and let you know. All right, but that is about it for today. Remember, Canon Conversations at noon Eastern time today, and we have tomorrow Tech Q&A. We're going to be going live, having lots and lots of fun. Great work this morning. We are getting closer to finish the week 1 exercise so we can move on to week 2. So probably next week we get into week 2. A little bit of extra cleanup to do on aisle 4 over here, but we're going to get it to stream. We're going to get it to display. We're going to refactor our code to make it nice and clean. We're having some functions that we can reuse in these different various providers, all of that good stuff, right? But yeah, so that's about it. You guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Operation Tech Takeover, Rod Brown, Roxy, as always, appreciate every last one of you. You guys have an amazing, amazing Monday, a great start to the week. Tech Coach Ralph, we are out.
Sun's up, early caffeine's a call. Ralph with tech news ready for all. Coding workouts getting us toned. By sunrise we'll be in the zone. Grab your Java, sip the brew. Headlines, tech tips just for you. Editing lines, making it tight. With every keystroke we see the light. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Push those reps in lines of code. Script the future fast and bold. From headlines deep to bites so bright, we're your guide to morning mics. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Coding flows, camaraderie grows. News unfolds and insight flows. Minute by minute, heartbeats pace. Come join us at the daily race. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Mornings are better with our grind.